Hey guys, TT Vape back with one of my favorite dual coil RTAs to date. This is from QP Design, a California based company. They've been around for several years now, and I enjoy all their products that they make. They have a couple RDAs, but mostly RTAs. And this is the Fatality M25 RTA. They did have a bigger 28 Fatality, but that was limited edition, and I never did get that. But I do have several of the 25s now, and this is the new gunmetal. New to me. Nicotine warning there. And on the back, we got some of the information about it. Gunmetal. It's a 25 millimeter diameter RTA. And there you go, some social media information. So let's take a look at the RTA itself. The box flips open. Got Fatality, signature of the fill. And we got a COA card right off the bat. A sticker, QP Design sticker. And then we have the RTA, which always appreciate the way they ship these. I mean, this is not gonna get damaged in here. This is like a felt lined package. You get a QP Design ring, protect your glass from breaking if you so choose. You do get the bubble glass, which is 5.5 mLs. The straight glass is 4 mLs, but it comes stock 2 mLs TPD. We'll get to that in a minute. Just wanted to show you the extras. Get a screwdriver, an extra Ultim, I don't know, airflow insert, I guess you would call it. O-rings, and then you also get Allen key grub screws. It comes stock with flathead grub screws, so whichever you choose, you can use it. It's nice they sent that replacement Ultim, and I'll show you that once I get the tank opened up. Set that off to the side, and we'll take a look at the RTA. That's it for the packaging. So it's kind of a tall RTA, which is it's not really a con for me, but to some it may be. There is shorter ones, but the way that the airflow system works, it had to be taller. So you have a top and a bottom, which are controlled independently. The top controls the side angled, and the bottom one controls the underneath the coil airflow. So that's nice that they're independently. There's also juice flow control right here. You just turn the whole tank, which is real nice. And there you go. Gold plated 510 pin. Fatality M25 RTA. This is number 5755. The signature again, and then QP. So minimal branding other than the QP Design on there, which I'm okay with. So the top is like a quarter turn counterclockwise, and then it just lifts up. You've got some large kidney holes there, and you've got some O-rings on the top, which keep it sealed up. And then back on. Let's take off the deck. Just unscrews like that. We'll set that off to the side. And there is your deck. Postless deck. 4 flathead grub screws, and there's your Ultim under coil airflow insert, which really smooths it out. So you got Cyclops on the side, but you still get your honeycomb from that insert. So let me see. If you look right, let me grab something. Not that thing. Hold on. If if you look right here, there's these ramps, and the airflow comes up angled from both sides. That's what that top control ring is going to control. So when you build it, you want to make sure your coils are pushed in a little bit so that when it angles up, it hits it. And then also the bottom is going to just go right underneath of the coil. So there's the deck. So let me get this on a stand. And we can put a build in it. I cut my leads at 5mm on a coil cutting tool, which I've done already. These are some aliens that I make myself, 4 cores. Let me back these grub screws out. The posts are a little bit wide. It's sometimes better to use a 5-wrap coil, but these are my preferred coils, so I make them work. Just push the coils back a little bit after you get them on. So get that on there like that. One side in. So I'm gonna lift them up a little bit as well as pull them in after I get them screwed down. Do that little angle here. So like I said, I'm gonna lift them up and pull them in a little bit. Something like that. You don't want them to touch, of course. You want it at least 1 millimeter apart. Especially if you use them on, use this on a mech mod, you don't want them to touch. But that's about what I get. So when that angle's up, it's going to come up at an angle and hit the bottom of the coil there, and then I push them in as well so that this center airflow can do its job. Get it on a mod, pulse the coils some, get all the hot spots out. Oh, that'd be all right. Pulse and strum at a low wattage. Turn that up just a little bit. Get them glowing evenly from the center out. And we are good with that. Comes out at a 0.11. This is a 428 gauge nichrome wrapped with 36 nichrome. 3mm ID and 4 wraps. Let me grab some cotton. Alright, I got some cotton in there. Let me get some scissors and give it a trim. I start about flush with the outside of it. So if you kind of chain vape, you don't want a whole lot of cotton down in this well here. You want it to kind of just go down in there. So I mess with it a little bit to get it to that point. If you stick it way down in there, it's a little bit harder for it to wick, but I always thin it just a little bit, and then I'll trim it again. Nice thing about rebuildables is if you mess up, you can just do it again. It's no big deal. Just tuck that in there. So like that's a little too much for me when I wick my fatalities. So what I'll do is the side that I didn't cut yet, I'll just pull it up kind of to where I want it. That's about what I want. Trim the other side. Not too bad. So that is how I wick my fatality. Seems to do pretty well. This thing, it wicks like a champ always. What do we want to put in it? Some Paradigm. Oops, sorry about that. Put some liquid on the coils while slowly pulsing it to get that liquid inside the coil. Then I go ahead and just throw some on the outside of it. Let it soak in. You don't want to turn that too fast or the liquid will drip all over your table. We got vapors. One other thing I like to do is put just a little bit on this black O-ring here, so that when you thread the top cap on, it goes nice and smooth. Actually, one thing I forgot to do. One thing I meant to show you guys before when I was showing you the RTA originally is that insert there, silicone insert, that makes this RTA 2 milliliters to be TPD compliant. But everyone I know just takes it out. I don't have to follow TPD in the United States, so I definitely don't need it in there, but just pop that off. And save it if you'd like, but I usually just pitch it. Then you can put your RTA back together. Glass goes on. You thread this top piece back on. And there you go. So there's your juice flow control by spinning this top cap. I like to, when I fill it, I'll close that off. Have no chance of any leakage. I don't get leaking with this RTA. If you do get leaking, it's because you wicked it wrong and you need to try it again. Like most RTAs, it's usually user error. So there you go. That's how I build my fatality from QP. If you're able to pick one of these up, I highly suggest it. Pros are, a couple of mine, I've used them daily for long periods of time, and they held up really well. The finish hasn't started to come off at all. I haven't broken any of the glass. But the build quality on these is just, it's above average, and they're all inspected by QP before they're sent out. So if there's any problems, they're not going to send it to you. But also the flavor is just top notch from this RTA. You get the longer height, which, I guess could be a little bit of a con that it's tall, but the flavor that you get, it's unreal. It wicks constantly. There's always bubbles coming up, and it's just doing its job well. So durability, flavor, it looks really nice. It looks really good on mech mods as well, and it's one of those RTAs that I'll always have in my rotation. So definitely give it a chance. Give it a shot if you can get one, and that's it, man. QP Fatality M25.